Well, it's time to start the show.
Welcome to the Portress podcast. This is the Crystal Pears. Adelaide playing Hawthorn at UTAS Stadium down in Launceston in Tasmania. Well, we hear that Hawthorn have won the last 9 games there, and by an average, I'm hearing about 41 points. So, Port Adelaide this Saturday. The game's at 12:50 in Adelaide time, and I'm telling you what, it is going to be a tough game. These guys, the Hawthorn Footy Club, is our recent rivals. We've had some tough battles with them. The last game we played against them was on a Sunday night and gathered around. Port Adelaide at the time were really struggling. I believe long odds to actually win that game, and we got over the line, and we have got some confidence to have not a great season, but not a disastrous season where we've lost every game. On the back of that game, it gave us a bit of a template on how to kind of combat sides and give us a little bit of confidence in certain individuals. If for nothing else, for me, I remember looking at that game and thinking it's the skeleton of just a potential future for 26 and beyond, just for a little hope, and we'll have moments, hopefully like this round 5 game against Hawthorn throughout the season. This game in round 19 against Hawthorn in Tasmania is not going to be one of them. If we do not lift our game at certain areas, because Hawthorn will be they'll be ruthless from the start. They've got a really good side, probably one of their best sides. Mitch Lewis hasn't played for a whole year, is coming back. It reminds me of when we played Sydney and we had Errol Goulden return back, and they were just feeling super confident. And so a Hawthorn side that's going to be really tough. Potentially this game could be really, really scary to watch for a Port Adelaide fan. I'm just really fearing that. And also, I'm really hoping that it doesn't damage the mindset of certain individuals and just how they're tracking. Not probably by a team. I don't know. I hope it doesn't, affect the team mentality. So fingers crossed that you guys play a competitive game, and but the best outcome for a loss is, competitive, 15, 20 point loss. But if that was the case, then again, you are going to say we were close to winning that, and so should we won a game where we lost it by a close margin. So it's a game where hopefully we're competitive, and for every punch they give, we've got the answers. And look, hopefully we've got a side that is really competitive with Hawthorn. And as we go to team selection, Dylan Williams kicked 7 goals in the SANFL and really does want to make a statement. If it's not even in this team, it's for future teams to look at him. And I don't think obviously Mead and Evans are in that situation, but maybe Dylan Williams is. I don't see a lot of not team harmony that's not there, because at times it is, but it is that the team harmony where you can actually play as a team to just be so competitive and be on top of your game that you are going to win every game. We're just not there like we've seen in the past. So that is a real concern for at least the next 6 weeks, when we want to see competitive games, and we want to see out this season with games where we're actually going to be competitive. We want to be able to be having something to cheer for and having a reason to watch the game. The outs are just tough. Rosie is out with that hand injury. Willie Rioli is omitted, and quite rightly so. If we look at the the game review show, I was really disappointed to see he's at the bottom of the stats. Say 4 touches and that was it. No points or goals or anything. So yeah, definitely Willie Rioli hopefully gets a real good look in the SANFL, and we can touch on that in a sec. Jason Horne-Francis, that is so disappointing. We're looking like we could be having Jason out for the whole rest of the season, of course. So his foot injury, let's see what happens with that after his surgery. It's good to see Mead back in, and Williams, as I said, gives a go of it. So hopefully, with Josh Sin, Lorenz, and Hugh Jackson, one of these players will be named as the sub an hour before the bounce. But hopefully they all get a good shot at a good run. So just looking at the SANFL, we are playing the Roosters at Prospect Oval on Sunday afternoon. And so Willie Rioli gets a good run, which will hopefully, for him, he just needs a little bit of confidence and yeah, just way out of form last week. So hopefully he gets a good run of it. Rory Atkins is back in the side there, and yeah, but they do lose Evans, Williams, and Mead, as we said, straight to the AFL. The injury toll is just absolutely building up at the moment. It's a shame going to the end of the season, but let's just hope there. With for every game we are going to have, just 18 on the field on the park at any given time. Hopefully they just don't get smacked too hard. The Roosters are third to the bottom of the ladder. We are actually above them, so hopefully it's a game we can actually get up and win. But we again we're running short on players and we're getting running thin on the players out. So it obviously when it affects the AFL, then it does trickle down and affect the SANFL. But hopefully we get a win against the Roosters. All right, guys, the Crystal Pears. I genuinely fear Port Adelaide losing by more than 10 to 15 goals. This could be I'm not sure 100 plus margin, but it's going to be potentially like that. The Crystal Pair predictions here are players who I think have actually really good games. These players need to play really well and need to play better than their season's average that they've been playing this year. So in the forward line is Ollie Lord. He's averaging 7.2 disposals. He's not even averaging a goal a game. So this guy's really does need to lift. I'd like to see him really have a good game, embrace the fact that you've got Mitch there in the forward line there. You've got Lukosius now, and you can actually work in tandem with them. Hopefully, we see a forward line that is able to frustrate the Hawthorn defence. For my midfield, again, I look at someone in this type of Crystal Pair predictions. He's been quiet and really been not playing horrible football again, but Willem Drew does need to lift. Willem's played way better football because we've been a better team, and on the back of that, you just get part of that positive team that is playing really well. But when the team is struggling, it is not just the whole team. It's not a faceless team. The team is struggling because pieces of that team are falling down. And I think he is part of many other players that are just having a below average season. And I'm concerned about Willem. I hope he does stay, and I hope he does play better. And I hope he finds that he can get his own ball and just be really effective and just break through some tackles and break through some lines with some of his work. And I hope he can be really effective. Again, in the same vein with Ollie Lord, that I'm looking for him to actually be effective and frustrate the Hawthorn midfield and be really competitive in the midfield there as one of the midfielders. His disposal is average, handball average, but marks 2.2 below average, kicks below average at 7.7. So but his tackles, I've just got to say, this is where you see there's always a lot of hope with Willem Drew. He's elite at 6.7 tackles a game. So that is brilliant. So that's why you say, if Willem's having a great game, we're in the game. In our defence, we see Aaliyah as someone, again, we put all the pressure on him and his knee is concerning. So I'm not even sure if he can play out the game, which probably then, if that's the concern, Brendan Thatcher, all the more just stands as someone who must stand up. And hopefully it's not going to be too much demanded on him. And we've got other players in Farrell and Bergman in that back line that are really going to have to step up in losing now Rosie in that back line as well. Brandon Thatcher this week needs to really step up and show I guess a better game. He's been okay in certain times, again he's only played the 7 games and when I look at his I guess overall stats, it's really interesting because 10.3 disposals. Well, if he had the same amount of disposals, but he was really just frustrating and never allowing his opponent to get a touch, and he's punching it all the time. And yeah, that'd be great. So that's I'm not sure how much you read into certain stats like that, but I would even say at 10.3, it's more. You need more than that. But it's when it comes to spoils 3.6, intercept marks 1.4. Below average. He's below average. Average on the handballs, below average. Disposals, kicks, tackles is above average, 1.7 tackles. But that's I'd like to see more of that anyway, it would be great to see him have a big game. Ollie Wines will mark 2 milestones this week. He and Darcy Byrne-Jones will play their 200th game together, which is really, really good. And that's an awesome kind of a nice quirk. But not only that, 250 games as teammates together for Ollie Wines and Travis Boak. So that is just brilliant. 2 milestones that are marked for Ollie Wines with now Boakey and Byrne-Jones. So that's a nice little quirky thing. Hopefully, there's a good memory and not a horrible memory on the back of this. Yeah, we're playing at Tasmania, so if you're going to be tuning in to the Portress Facebook page, you'll catch Craig Jones. He'll be doing the quarter time and halftime updates, and the 3/4 time will be there. Hopefully, still positive and happy, and hopefully, after this game, he will be on, and he'll be positive or happy, or even saying it's a good game, even though we lost, we were competitive. And hopefully he's just not done. And so good luck, Craig, with this week's game and your coverage of it. But it's always good to listen and get an insight from Craig Jones on our Portress Facebook page. Tune in to the From the Outer, post-match. We'll get that up probably, early next week sometime. Thank you very much again for listening and watching this podcast, The Crystal Pears. Until next time, go the power.